All right, welcome back. Diane Atwood joins us now. She's the author of the blog Catching Health, and she's going to tell us now about how a blow to the head can cause some serious problems, including really affecting your vision.
Yes. Now, I just have to say that I hope that everybody is safe today. I know there's a lot of revelry going on, but anyway. So this is actually a serious issue. In January, a friend of mine slipped on the ice and she broke her wrist. And at first she thought that was her only injury, but it turns out she'd also hit the back of her head and had a concussion. It's now the middle of March. Her wrist is healing, but her brain is still having a bit of trouble. For instance, reading is difficult. The words blur together. And sometimes she feels like things are coming at her from the side when they're not actually there. 3 years ago, almost to the day, a similar thing happened to another friend, Martha. She also slipped on the ice. She hit the back of her head hard against the pavement. So she got up, started to walk, when she suddenly felt dizzy and nauseous. She had a concussion. So when the friend who fell this year was telling me what happened, I immediately thought of Martha, because she had similar problems with her vision. After her accident, when she drove, it would feel as if the traffic in the other lane was coming directly at her. And she did stop driving, by the way, during that time. But both women had developed problems with their eyes because of the injury to their brains. I've got a list of signs and symptoms of eye problems related to brain injury. You could have double vision, blurred vision, difficulty seeing things straight ahead, partial loss of visual field. That means you could only see half of the clock, for instance. Bumping into things, loss of balance or depth perception, losing your place when you read, or what you read doesn't make any sense, possibly because your eyes aren't scanning all the way to the left of the page, for instance. Nausea, dizziness, light sensitivity, all those things. So Martha was treated by a Dr. Colin Robinson. He's a neuro-optometrist in Wyndham. And you can read all about Martha's story on the Catching Health blog. But in a nutshell, her problem had to do with how her brain was processing information that came into her eyes. Dr. Robinson had her sit in a chair, stare straight ahead, moved his baton in front of her face, one end from one side to another, and then from the top of her head down to her chin. Each time she had to tell him when the ball lined up with her nose, and each time it was actually in front of her left eye, and she thought it was in front of her nose. So, because of her concussion, the information that was coming into her eyes wasn't being processed by her brain properly. So she had to wear these special prism glasses to help correct her distorted vision. Seems like a simple thing, but she got some relief. I just thought it was important information to share, because I don't think many people are aware of the connection between concussions and problems with your eyes. And they probably never heard of neuro-optometrists. So, at any rate, if you go to the blog, catchinghealth.com, I moved this story, which I wrote a few years ago about Martha, right to the front page, and you can get more information.
Very timely, very seasonal, because there's still ice out there, people are still slipping and falling.
I think they are.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful, especially on a day like today, for some people at least.
Great advice, Diane. Thank you as always for being here.